Hello guys, uh, let's do a quick recap of last week and try to predict the moves for next week. In a short, should be very careful next week because there are lots of resistance. This is the 4-hour chart of the S&P. Let's make it bigger. You can see how those red lines align here. You have the 200, you have the 377. Even though we had a nice rally on Friday because it was option expiration day, be very careful from the reversal. So a key zone that I want to see is how it reacts to the 377, and next target is 388 area, and from there to see how it reacts. If it make a reverse, bring the buyers and then push up maybe to the 410. This is the target. If it managed to hold those and make a green here, it will push higher, but I'm a little bit skeptic about it because I'm still bearish in this market. There is no clear divergence. It needs to break it. If it managed to break this high and break this one area, it will clear the divergence. If it won't able to clear the divergence, it could basically fall. So it can do something like this. You can see something like this, move up with a red candle. So it can move up with a red candle. So it can open with a gap up and immediately sell off. So be very careful from this move. It's a sideways move. This is accumulation zone. People, I still think that won't reach to the 350. There are envy, all those people who got entered with 350. And we didn't clear all the option for the put positions. So we need to clear small put position in order to move up freely. So I'm still bearish. It doesn't mean that intraday we can take a swing in the long side and put some profit in it. This is how the daily look. We talked about the 350. I wanted to hold it because this is a good sign that the market will want to continue higher. Do we have a break of the trend? We have a break it, but we didn't hold. So the 380 is a key zone to see how the resistance are acting. If it failed, we could see another push, another leg to the upside. Probably people talk it about like a center rally. I think that it could just fade away and try to bring more buyers from the 360 maybe, and then try attempt because it's very hard to break the 200 EMA and the trend when we are at this moment. If we go more, if we go to the weekly, you can see what happened to the weekly. This is a sideways move. This is moving down, moving down, moving up, moving down, moving up. This is a sideways move, indecision move in those 1 month. So probably people will wait to see how it react to the 380 above. You can see this is also the 38% Fibonacci level. This is the 50. So it can just go sideways another month or maybe 30 days, and then try to decide if it wants to reach to the 400 and maybe try to reach here. And this could be it. Yeah. So be very patient with it. There is no clear direction yet. There is no divergence. Basically, there is a continuation of the downtrend, which is not that good. It doesn't mean it can reverse. It can reverse to the 400, 410, and then reverse. If we go to the 60 time frame, this you can see the sideways. This is attempt to break. Failure to hold. The buyers came in, tried to hold it at the 350. We talked about it, but they still didn't bring enough. So I would expect it to see something like this going up. Don't reverse. Small reverse going up, but it didn't. So this because this is the option. The option markets. As I told on, I think it was Thursday and Friday, I told to the community that the price wants to end at about the 374, 375 area. because this is the max span of the options market. All the puts buyers and the calls buyers, this is the big zone of them losing because there is a lot of call above this price, and there are lots of put below. So this is the equilibrium of losing the most money, and the market did perfectly. It just, you can see it, every attempt to bring the market down was bought, and this is what happened. This is a little bit extended to the upside. You can see what happened if it's move a little bit, immediately sell off. You can see it here, move a little bit, green, 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 boom, sell off, green, 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 sell off. So you could expect of a sell off because they put a lot of pressure. You can see hit the overbought immediately, so they need to take some steam off and to take some profit. It doesn't mean it can reject, but we want to see how they manage those price. We have few gaps up to clear. You can see them on the daily. So there are, I think, 3 gaps up, 1 gaps down here, which need to be cleared. So I think the momentum, because it's for the downside, they want to reach to the upside, clear all the gaps, and then continue the downside moves. In the longer term, I'm still down, biased to the downside. It doesn't mean that we don't have a center rally, it just means that the center rally can be very weak, about 10% to move up, maybe 15%, but it doesn't mean that it's a center rally in a downtrend. So be prepared for it. At the moment, could open with the gap up, try to reach to the 383. If it open with the gap up to the 380, I will look for short definitely. Because it will be very close to the 383. Doesn't mean I will enter short immediately. I will look for short scenarios. I will look for a weakness in the market to take the short. So this is for the SPY. If we, you know what, let's take the 15 minutes, see how it holds. Sideways, sideways, try to break. This is good. I want to see another attempt to move down. This is a short I will look, and then moving up again with a buy if they want to clear. But you can see it here. It's moved to the downside. You can see this move. If you take this move and put it here, you can see a mirror exactly. So it pushed to the downside, gap up. So it pushed to the upside, gap down. This could be a good scenarios. You can see it how it's handled here. This is oversold, 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 oversold. Boom, gapping up and immediately bought. So this is overbought, overbought, overbought. Gap down and immediately get sold. Very careful with it. So the Q is basically the same. The prediction was very good. It means that we saw that the move to the upside and reverse. We see that coming. You can see it. Sorry, here. This is the. You know what? Let's go for the weekly. You can see it much clearer. It's resting on the 6180, and remember the SPYs at the 50. So if we see the SPYs moving to the 6180, the Qs will move to the 70, which is a big red zone, bearish mode for the old market. So be very careful. This is why the only reason I think the buyers, the Fed will try to intervene in when they see the markets moving again to the 350 zone. They will want to hold those lines. So at the moment, indecision here, moving up, moving down, moving up. The daily this goes the same way because this is an option, so the whole market's moving the same. There is some small divergence, so any move to the upside, sellers will come in, so be very careful with it. There is the divergence, so it doesn't mean that immediately you go short. You look for an enter for the short, but this is the sentiment of the market, so every new move to the upside will be shorted immediately. So people taking quick profit. If we go to the 60-minute, we can see the attempt to break the trend. The buyers didn't come, and now this is an area of accumulation, and we have no decision yet. This is why we don't have any decision, although it seems that it want to push higher, but I want a clear confirmation, breaking the 277 to see how it reacts to it. Key zone is the 278.40. Next zone is the 287.80. And next zone is the 307.50. So you have your zone, see how they reacts here and here, because those are the gaps. Let's go for Tesla, see if there is something special. Tesla is much weaker than the market. It was much stronger than the market, and then it faded immediately, and now they basically like mouse and cat. First it was much stronger, now it's much weaker, even though it's moved higher. It tried to clear the pattern, but it failed. Let's see if it still hold the 200, the 210 area. There is no buying pressure here. This is you can see divergence to where it is. You can see the divergence clearly. So it might want to come up here, resting here in this place, and then move down. Be very careful from it. It can push up to the 2020, immediately push down to bring the buyers. So this is for this week. For the longer term, let's see how it's in the 4-hour chart. You can see how it rejected here from the brown area, and you can see how it's aligned. So this is mean that the algo is this is why I have hard time with Tesla after they did another split, because more algos are getting in because it's much cheaper. So you can see how the algo is basically building the price section. It rejected here, boom, fade away. It probably move up sometimes and then rejected from this line. I'm still biased to the downside, even though there is a nice volume coming here. Be very careful. It can move up to the 3237 and get rejected. So you can trade the move to the upside, but you have a momentum to the upside. Be very careful with it. There is still no clear divergence yet, so be very careful. Let me check something else. This is the 60. Let's see how we talked about the daily. Yeah, I think people are waiting at the 180 area. People waiting in this area to enter to Tesla. Tesla is still in a oversold. This is not that good. It means the momentum is strong to the downside, so any move to the upside will get sold again. Like here, you can see the momentum. Any move to the upside immediately gets sold. Move down. Any move to the upside immediately gets sold, and this is the profit taking area. So it could make continuation for another leg. Be very careful with it. Let's go to Apple. Apple is much stronger than the market. You can see it on the weekly. It's resting on the 38 Fibonacci level, which is good. It bounced up. This is the rally people talked about, and it tried to come lower. Didn't made a lower low, which is nice. So and we have a divergence to the upside. So this is a long continuation, which is a good sign. We don't have the confirmation yet, but we want to see how the price action reacting to the 150 area, because we can have something like this. So be very careful, or we can have something like this. So be very careful with it. At the moment, it seems that it want to move higher. But you don't have any entry to the upside in the daily. If we go to the weekly, in the daily, you have the 200. Be very careful. There is a lot of resistance above your head. So quick profit. You have the divergence here again. You will see it in most stocks. So it's where it is. I'm looking for something similar. It's something like this one, right? Something like this. It will reach here and it fade away. It doesn't mean that the buy it will break immediately. This is the reason why I will look for a short. I'm looking for something like this, and then when it's moved to the downside, will look for, but you don't see it clear here. So shorter time frame, I will look for something that moves up, making the short and resting on the 140 and making another divergence to the upside. But I'm still biased to the downside. So be very careful. NVDA, let's see, probably the same. Yeah, you can see it here. You can see this is the attempt to break, short continuation, move down, and now you have, let me make it bigger. This is why lots of people enter. Let's see, this is the low 981. This is probably the 6. So you can see the divergence for the upside. This is making higher lows, this is making lower lows, this is the reversal, this is good. So probably people wait for the break to the upside here and try to trade it to the 160 area, and from there, this is a gap, they want to clear it up. So this is with NVIDIA. Let's see if we have something in the 60 hours. Yeah, sideways move. You can see any stocks break the support, and now it's held as a resistance and support area, so a lot of accumulation. Wait for decision. So next week will be a decision making week if we want to continue lower or higher. Nike we traded because we liked it, because with a big gap down and with no reason, just with there was a reason, but it's a fake reason. Just have inventory which they need to sold, so it immediately pushed up as we predicted. And do we see something here? Accumulation, nothing special. Again, probably another leg to the downside. You have the short continuation. It didn't give a confirmation yet, so wait for it. Let's check the daily. Yeah, you can see the resistance, break. So third time is a charm to close the gap. This is the big volume accumulation. Be very careful. You have a sign, maybe no. Probably people will try to take it above the 89 to do another leg to the upside. This is what's happened here. Yeah, you can see it rejected. Let's see if it can break the trend. The trend is positive here, but still looking for a sign to enter. You can see the buyers come in here and defending this zone. Don't let the price break it. If it managed to break the 85, not that good for Nike. BA, what we see with BA broke the trend, but see what happened, hit the resistance. So you can see it moving up, immediately fade, moving up, immediately fade, moving up, immediately fade, moving up. Do we see a fade? Momentum is positive. They took a lot of pressure to bring the price here. There is a lot of buying here, so and you see the volume is getting weaker. This is not good sign for BA. Even though the momentum is trying to be positive, you can see what happened there here. You can see this is where the price managed to break, move up, push down, move up, push down, move up, push down, and break. So not that good. It could mean another leg to the downside. We want to see this formation moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down, and a break, a clear break. I don't know, but we don't see the break in here. I want to see a spike up, take out all the short sellers, and then maybe fade away and a clear path to moving up. And we don't see that yet. If this is the daily, we are still in a downtrend. You can see it clearly. You don't have a break. So if you want to see a nice break, you want to see something like this, and then a break. doesn't mean it won't move down here and bring the bias, but we don't see it yet. We have, you can see it here. So probably we'll come back to the 120 again. Be very careful with Boeing. It's a good inside day to trade stock, but in swing investment, not yet. MRNA, did it do something special? Not that good. Move up, move down, move up, move down. We saw those, you see how it reacts, try to take out all the short seller, which is good. Now immediately fade away. This is what I'm afraid of. Make the break and immediately fade away. And this is the buyers coming. This is good because you can see the spike. It clear all the short sellers position here, all the stop losses. And now it probably have, but it will take time. It will take time. It's trying to build position for the Santa rally, which is good for November and December. So this is good, but still biased to the downside. Do we have something here? Yes, we have some sort of long continuation. This is the buyers coming in. Could move another, but I don't like this move. For the long side, I like to see something like this. You can see this is moving up, moving down more clearly. If it will immediately move to the upside, not that good. Let's check. This is the daily. How the weekly looks. Oh my god, not that good. Probably waiting for the winter. Let's look at the 60. This was the attempt to break the trend, and it holds, which is nice. It holds. So now let's see how it reacts to the 130 in order to clear the 140 zone. This is it. Nothing much to say. Let me check something. Yes, the 130, it reached it. Maybe it will try to make another leg and immediately fade away. It will probably fade to the 125. And in the longer term, let me check something. And it's still biased to the downside. It needs to clear the 131 in order to try to attack. But any move to the any move to the upside immediately will meet the sellers at the moment. But if it managed to break the 135, we have a clear going to the 170 again, which is nice. But at the moment, not that good. Do we have divergence? Not yet. So probably need to do another leg down to the 120, create divergence, and then move up. This is MRNA. Let's see what people are looking. I think that's it. Gold and Oxy, I won't talk about it. Nothing much, just show you. Gold basically was in a downtrend, immediately got bought here again, moving with the market, weaker than the market. You can see that the downtrend, the momentum is down, creating now a short continuation. So any move here probably hit it and fade away. Oxy, which I'm following, did something like this. 1, 2. Let's put it here. You can see it. Probably will fade here again and try to break to the 76 again. But what I don't like, the move up momentum is much weaker. So sellers are in control here. Be very careful. They are building position, the sellers. Where you're gonna see it, you can see it something like you can see the sellers. This is why I don't like to see. This is why I will wait for the leg down. I want to see the leg moving to the upside like here, and gonna see a leg down and then finding an entry to the move up. So, and if it move up, the market will move down. So let's sum it up. Let's look at the S&P. I don't like those moving up, moving down, the spikes in the stochastic. Usually where it was. I think it was, no, it wasn't there. I don't know, I don't find it yet. Hit the 377. Let's see how it reacts. I think it will found some resistance. Try to break the 380, maybe reach later this week 383, and then reverse on Friday, Thursday, and Friday. This is the prediction. Hope you have a good week. Hope you had a nice week and enjoy your weekend. There is no clear direction, although again, I'm biased to the downside. Any move to the upside will create divergence in most stocks. So probably push the SPY lower if it created divergence. Sellers are still lurking. Probably the buyers trying to build position to the upside, even though Tesla, Apple are trying to be positive. Still, they didn't clear all the puts and all the short sellers in the market. Qs, if it managed to clear the 280, could be very interesting to doing the leg up. It seemed already positive to the upside, so could push the market to the upside, which is good things. So I'm still biased to the downside, looking for the long side entry after I see a leg down and see confirmation of buyers coming in. So thank you guys, and see you guys later.